go. Go, Cory, go. Hey there, people, what do you say? Oh, the anthem's on the air today.
I like that one.
You like that
I'll
one?
take that, yeah.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Coming to you live from the the Anthem Digital Network studios in beautiful Parkville, Maryland.
Deep below the earth in Parkville, Maryland.
Deep below the earth. I would dig that. You know what we got to do is we got to get a couple people to sing it 80s style, like a 80s sitcom intro. And
or
that's the theme song.
You
right
know
there.
what would even be better is like a choir, like just towards the end, like the go, go, Rob, go, 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 go. Yeah, there we go.
I got that out of the way. All right,
knocked out the hitting of the mic early on in this one.
I was trying to get into it and getting in.
When we do eventually start making money on this podcast, which will be,
well, I mean, I'll be retired. So
2020s at some point. I assume
it'll be a nice little extra income for my retirement.
We're gonna have to lower the mic like Michael Buffer for you.
Yeah,
and then wheel you in like Hannibal Lecter.
Well, what I was thinking is
to keep you from hitting the mic.
Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, where the mic will hang and I will hang, and we'll just that way you can have like a pulley system and maneuver me closer or further away. But otherwise,
I still think of Hannibal Lecter
because you just don't want me to move.
Just sit there. Tell me, Senator, when your little girl's on the slab, where will it tickle you? Send this bastard back to Baltimore.
Right where you belong. By the way,
Philadelphia.
Everybody should watch the Drugs Incorporated episode about Baltimore.
I still haven't seen it. God damn.
Oh my! I didn't even watch all of it. I fell asleep during it because I was like, "Hey, yeah, I've been there. I know." It's bad. They're like, Lexington Market's an open-air drug market. I'm like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But no, it's they basically describe it as it's Mogadishu. Anything goes. The cops stay on the outside.
Right.
Like, don't do anything too big. Don't shoot somebody in the street, and we'll leave you alone. But crazy.
I still okay. So when I drive to Aaron's house, I like to cut through the city, and
which is pointless, by the way. I don't know why you do that.
I just like to drive through the city.
But it takes you like 3 times as long.
But then I don't have to pay a toll.
But you could go down 695 and go around and still not pay.
No, I'm not sitting in 695 traffic. It's not worth it.
You're in the afternoon, right? So it's
not worth it.
Yeah, no, fine.
So I go through the city, no traffic, because I'm going the opposite way of everybody else
until you get to the ballpark, and then.
Well, yeah, if there's a game, but I drive down Utah on my way to Aaron's, and there's always a cop just sitting on the corner, like right outside of the block away from Lexington.
Okay, yeah.
Just like hanging out, and then I like to imagine that if somebody came up and like dragged me out of my car Grand Theft Auto style,
right,
and like drove away with it, like first of all, a round of applause for knowing how to drive a manual.
Right.
First of all,
it's a little skill today.
Yeah. But I imagine the police officers would just sort of go like, "Hey, look at that! That guy got carjacked."
Now here's the difference: if you are going southbound on Utah, then you are in the Lexington Market area, and we have no
jurisdiction over this area.
Yeah. Now, if you're coming northbound, you're on the other side of the street. Now you're in Baltimore, so we can act. Although I think it would be funnier if the guy got in the car.
The cop would just be like, if I was going northbound, would be like, "Hey, stop that! hey! Don't make me write a report."
I witnessed something I should not have seen. Come on, it's Baltimore. There'd be no report. There's no report getting made about that. But
I know writing a report. Haven't you heard the snitches get stitches?
He just turns his back on you and just smoking a cigarette outside the car, walks around to the other side of the car. Like, I don't see anything. But even funnier is that the carjacker's like an urban youth who's like 17, and he jumps in the car and he's like, "Is this a manual? God damn it!
Get on the other side and teach me how to drive this car.
Get back in. I need a lesson. Where are you headed? I'll drop you off. Let's go.
Don't put my clutch."
I've already gone through 2 in this car. By the way, I was going to say, now I realize that the better reporting on your car isn't a Carfax, it's the podcast. So how you been? Has it been easy going? Yeah, no problems. On the podcast, you said you burned through 3 clutches. Is that well, I mean,
I hope that whenever I do try to sell that car, they don't like. I want to listen to
To listen to the podcast.
By that point, maybe we're like episode 100 in, because God knows I can't find like.
Hey, better buy it right now. Yeah.
I can't find a new car at the moment. But like episode 100, they decide like, oh, I'm going to listen to 150 hours worth of podcast and figure out where this car has been.
Well, I mean, on the plus side,
I'm not giving you $8,000 for that car. I'm giving you $7,500, and that's my stern stopping point.
I may need a new clutch in a few miles, and we're going to take that out of the top. But no, here's my promise to you. When I am on the New York Times bestsellers list,
Yeah,
and when Rob
which
Clark
could be happening soon because
hoping so, very excited about
you
that.
just finished the other book.
Well, I finished the one that's going to print is the one I finished last year.
Right.
After it being a process, and we're coming up on November again, kinda. In that direction. And NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, is November. And that's what inspired me to finally sit down and write it. And I did 55,000 words in 30 days.
Yeah, you were really into it.
I didn't do anything else. And I got into that now. That's how I get on my own, though. I'll sit down and for like a week just say, I'm not going to do anything after work. I'm just going to go and write and get into that place. And that's why I this week finished my 4th book, because I sat down and said I was going to do it. So, but the one who's going to the publisher happens to be, I mean, I've talked about it a little bit. It's called The Movement Insurrection, and it's going to publishing. Hopefully we'll be out by Christmas. And it just is great because, I don't want to say it's great, but the things that are going on.
I read it. It's
Well,
pretty
I
good.
mean, the things that are going on in society now are matching the book. So that's why everyone's kind of like, well, it just so happens that you have this ready to go to press right when it's happening in real life.
Yeah.
And, you know, we kind of went through the editing process fast because my goal, they said it was like an offset, like probably won't happen, was to get it out by Christmas, in time for Christmas season. And I was like, listen, you get your
Because there's
editor.
nothing like sitting by the Yule log,
Reading a book about insurrection.
reading your kids' stories about a dystopian government.
Or I mean, you know, it's. I guess I think you said a couple weeks ago. I just at some point it's going to move from the fiction to the nonfiction section. So, but no, so we're looking at a hopefully a late November on the shelves, and I found out based on research about that getting on the New York Times bestsellers list not that hard.
No,
You think it's like 7 million books? No, 30,000 in a month, which isn't that hard, especially with digital stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you have Amazon, the rental thing that they do now. Those count.
Really?
Even though I don't get the money, I only get whatever portion of money that is. It counts as somebody who has taken the book.
Still, I feel like no matter what, like, it's not on the same level because there's a lot less of one than the other.
Right.
But I feel like the cachet of saying New York Times bestseller is kind of akin to like Oscar winner.
It
like,
is.
It feels the same, even though it's not the same. Like,
Well, the guy who wrote "It's Hard Out There for a Pimp" can put Oscar-winning rapper on everything he ever does, and that's explaining to me. I don't care so much about that. It's that Oprah's book club, which none of my books will ever be on. Never not going to do that. But those kind of things, that's what they look for. And it's something about just being able to put on the top of your next cover, the second cover and your 100th cover, New York Times bestselling author.
right.
And it means nothing, and I don't really care about selling that much. I care because I'd like to do this for a living.
Right.
But I don't care about being on the bestsellers list or any of that. But Rob Clark's going to buy apparently 7,000 copies.
Yeah, he's going to try and single-handedly get you on the list. So.
And I will sign all the books. I don't want to sign them all.
We had our fantasy. We had the first inaugural Posse fantasy draft tonight.
Which I don't know why it took so long. We should have been doing this for. I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it took this long either. But either way,
I feel like this year we've kind of come together. I don't know what it is. Maybe we're all getting older, and people are settling down, and
yeah, Maggie's ready to pop.
By
the time this podcast is released,
she'll be
she
walking
might have
around.
she might have had a child.
Yes, she might have brought life into the world, which is insane. I mean, Rob and Maggie are settling down. You and Erin are getting married, according to her. She's waiting on the ring now, according to Facebook. EP and I are planning our friends with children situation. So, I mean, we're all maturing and coming together, and it's very nice. So, eventually what will happen is we will only have to pay one babysitter.
Shannon has Ryan Flaherty.
Right, Shannon. Ryan. Yeah.
Because nobody want that man.
except for her, apparently. Someday we'll just pay one babysitter and be like, okay, we're going to take all the kids to your house.
By the way, there after the quick off topic sidebar. After the game on Tuesday, I was there with Erin and her family, and Shannon and EP were there, but we weren't all sitting together.
Right, yeah.
Afterwards,
had much better seats than you.
We had much better seats than them.
Oh, were you? I thought, who was field side? Was that you?
Well, they were on the field down low.
Right.
Like sort of near left field.
Oh, okay. So
but we were sitting club level behind home plate.
Oh,
So-
okay. Well, see, there you go. So,
Yeah.
fair enough. I don't think you posted any pictures. The only pictures I saw
I
were...
posted a picture. I feel like everyone thinks the MLB check-in picture,
Yeah.
like the picture that's on the MLB check-in,
Is that
is
standard
like a
picture?
standard fair picture. No, that's where I'm sitting.
Okay.
I'm just taking a shot every time I check in.
For future reference.
Yeah, so if you see a shot,
Yeah.
like I think it would become more clear if it was like shots from like upper deck left field, but
Yeah. Well,
regardless, anyway, there.
Yeah.
I was walking back to Charles Center because that's where I chose to park to avoid the traffic out.
yeah, of the University of Maryland one?
Yeah.
Insane.
And as I was walking outside the stadium, I saw Shannon at Sliders, so I decided to go over and smoke a cigarette and talk to her and give her shit about Ryan Flaherty.
Is that other bar? That's the crappy bar that's next door to the awesome bar? Is that
Well, there's
Sliders?
another crappy bar in between the two of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's Pickles is there.
Yeah.
The good
It's the
bar.
one near Pickles.
Right. And which is the landmark, if you will.
Right.
Okay. Sorry. Just to make sure that's clear.
But yeah, I saw Shannon. I was giving her shit about Ryan Flaherty, and she was picking out random people from the crowd going like, what do you think about Ryan Flaherty? And for whatever reason, the two people that she asked were both Ryan Flaherty fans.
Oh, come on. Probably people she had that conversation with before, and you didn't see it.
Right.
And now she's like, oh, wait.
Some
where did
guy's
that
going to
go?
come over here and give Ryan Flaherty shit. Can you back me up?
Right.
But one of them looked like a fat Clayton Kershaw.
I have no idea who that is.
He's the pitcher for the Dodgers.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of weird looking.
Yeah.
But he looks like a larger version of Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
Like after the career Clayton Kershaw.
And how is the intelligence level on the guy who likes Ryan Flaherty that much?
He said that he liked a page on Facebook called Ryan Flaherty is God or something like that. So I can't imagine it's very
You know the scary
or
thing
Ryan
is?
Flaherty's magic or whatever.
Scary thing is that guy's got kids. You and I don't
Yeah.
have kids. He's got kids.
It's like
Guaranteed.
idiocracy.
Yeah, guaranteed he's working on his third or fourth kid. I saw that today in court. Like, the guy's sitting there, and he wants nothing to do with any of his kids, and he is the dumbest rock of a guy. Like, the master's asking him a question, he's just, like, staring back at her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sitting there, I'm like, you have procreated. You have 4 children with 4 different women. I have no children. This is how idiocracy happens.
Right.
This is how it happens. And I'm looking at the girl, and she's marginally attractive, and she's like got her. Like, it seems like she has her life together. She's got a nice job, at least from what I heard her testify to. And I'm like, what are you thinking?
What are you doing with this gentleman?
This guy. And I'm like, wait, okay, so is this like a drunken night kid? Like, what? How does that happen? And I want to when I'm not an actual attorney, to stop people and be like, I need the backstory on this. I need to know how this happened.
Yeah.
Because it's not enough just to know that. The intern John on the Kane Show does Loser Line, where they girls will give out this phone number to guys that they don't want to talk to at the bar, and the guys call in. It's like that. You get half of the conversation, but you don't know everything that happened.
You don't know every...
And I'm like, you guys have a baby. He doesn't have a job. You do. He's paying child. I got to figure out. I got to figure out what the backstory is here.
You know what it is, though? I think a lot of it can be dragged down to sometimes both men and women make a decision and then stick with it too much.
Maybe.
Like you see a girl at the bar and you're like, ooh, oh yeah.
Yeah. I do that.
Me and her, we're talking tonight.
Right.
We're having a conversation.
Right.
I'm going to see where this goes.
I
And
also...
you can walk up to them and just like, as long as it goes in easy.
Wait, what are we
Double
talking about?
entendre.
What are we talking about?
As long as you like as long as you don't like walk up to her and you're just like, hey, I'm Rob, how are you doing? Like, as long as that's not what you hear first, like as
Right.
long as it's like, oh hi, I'm Jessica.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah.
You're a normal person. But then you've like completely like you've decided now she's a normal person. I'm interested in her.
Yeah.
And I am going to keep talking to her. And she could be like, yeah, I deal crystal meth on the weekends, just for a little extra cash.
I have like a little experience with that.
Yeah. and then
me coming
like,
to you and being like, listen, so she deals crystal meth, but she's putting herself through college.
Right.
It's just temporary.
Listen, she needs a car to get to work. Crystal meth is an easy way to do that.
Obviously, yeah.
And I mean, she sells, okay, so she takes a little bit off the top for herself.
Right.
But she's making $250 a week doing it.
Right. Paying for that car.
Yeah, paying for that car and gas and, she's got a couple kids. So
she's got the mouths to feed. Cory, yeah. What are you talking
about? She lets her kids run free on the weekends so she can cook her crystal meth in the house. So the kids don't get the crystal meth disease that happens from being in a house that's being cooked.
And again, having started with the dead drop and looking for all the news stories,
yeah,
this is not an untrue story.
Right.
That you have now put together 3 stories that were posted this week on a dead drop.
It's probably because it subconsciously is hitting me.
Yeah, it's coming through.
Yeah.
No, but if we went back to Prohibition, I guarantee you 99% of these cases wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
This is a drunk guy and a drunk girl, and they have that moment where they're like, oh, you're a normal person, and then beer goggles, and I don't hear the crystal meth story, and then I'm like, oh well, I can't even get it up if I use a condom, I can't even get it up. And the girl's like, that seems like a logical problem.
Reasonable.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay, sure. Let's just make sure you pull out. You're not drunk enough to walk straight from your car to the house, but I'm going to trust your hand-eye coordination on that particular act.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh shit, and super religious, and we're not going to go down there. But anyway, nonetheless, so it upset me greatly that idiocracy is happening. I see it developing. Very frustrating. But we're trying to rise above, and I'm writing books, and I'm trying to inspire people, and put all that out there.
And eventually you'll have a rotating waterbed and a skyrise loft.
And the whole point of that story being, I'm going to buy you a car, and I want us to shoot a video of you just going Office Space on the Subaru.
See, but I love the Subaru. This will have to be a conversation for another time, because I've fallen in love with cars that I shouldn't have, like...
You do the cars what I do.
I do the cars what you do to women.
Exactly right.
It's like, I don't give a shit if my Mitsubishi has a crappy paint job, and if it stalls out when it's idling for too long.
You have put $6,000 in a $2,000 car.
I never did that.
No. Well, this one, I mean, it's not a $2,000 car, but you're pushing the value of that car at purchase and what work you've done to it very far exceeds what the original purchase price was. Even above a sticker.
I disagree. We're going to have to get into this another time.
We'll go.
Because I got a great deal on that car.
Oh, that's right. That's true. Anyway.
Neither here nor there.
But although you do like to take your Subaru on trips, you didn't take it on a trip this weekend. Past week.
Real quick before we get into that, I wanted to touch on... I want to do something about the love letter.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to be submitting it to other festivals and stuff like that.
What version are we on now?
Of the edit?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really touched it since the last time I...
But that was... At Toronto was not the finish... Or it was the finish at that point?
Oh, but I did 2 cuts since then.
Right, yeah.
And I have one more that I really like to do. Right. Before I'm, like, showing it to people. But still... It's one of those things, though. If you have it on your computer, like if you have the ability to pull it up and edit it again,
right,
you're just gonna keep doing it forever until.
Well, like I just literally watched.
Like that's why I don't feel bad for like George Lucas.
Yeah,
when he got shit about editing Star Wars for the re-release.
He had a chance to.
So. He had it in front of him. So like when
with a digital suite of stuff to use.
It's not like he's cutting actual film anymore.
Right. But no, I literally just saw you pull something out of the garbage or the recycling bin on your computer. Like, it didn't reach my standards, but let me just show you.
Yeah, I trust you.
I'll do another cut of that later.
Right.
But no, so we're going to do something with the love letter.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is yet, so I figured while I'm still figuring that out, it would be a great opportunity to open it up to suggestions.
Right.
So Facebook... or Twitter at the Anthem, or obviously the listener line. Like if you want to text or leave a voicemail, 443-219-7595.
Mm-hmm.
I think that collectively, me and you and the audience for which we broadcast to,
yeah,
can come up with a really cool idea for
And nobody's seen it except for the people who are in it and the people at Toronto.
Yeah.
It's not on YouTube. It's not anywhere out in the world.
Right.
This would be the inaugural showing.
This would be the premiere.
Right, yeah.
But, I don't, I don't want to, like, I feel like if we found, like, I would do it on a field.
I was
Like
thinking, Grumman's Chinese out? Is that not on the agenda?
If everyone wants to buy a ticket, then
Fly out to
LA and see it, then
Right.
yeah.
Do a red carpet.
Right. I mean, I'm not against it,
Right.
but if like I got a suggestion about like showing it, having a field party bonfire.
I'm totally down with.
Yeah. We'll just plug it on to the Subaru and like project it.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a fun like time.
Yeah.
But like whatever. Just let your imagination run free and
What
give
would
me
you like to
whatever
do?
idea.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we'll probably keep it open to a limited number of people. Obviously, the person who makes a suggestion would get the winning suggestion.
Yeah, they get the golden ticket.
Right.
I got a golden ticket.
Open it up to really, I think that this would be a treat for those, I don't want to call them hardcore listeners, but the people who listen all the time. And we want to reward you. We want to bring.
Well,
you
I hear
into the
people
fold.
say like when am I going to be able to see the love letter?
Yeah.
So
There's your chance.
Yeah. Tell me where you want to see it, and I'll try and make it happen.
And we're gonna make it a magical evening.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Aaron to do some pictures. Like we'll set up a little red carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just make it like a real premiere in whatever way we do that. We'll have camo jackets that people can put on if it's a field party. Camo jacket and a trucker hat. Everybody take a picture. All right, trade off. Here we go.
We're gonna have a donut contest. Who can do the best donuts?
Hell yeah. Anyway, so send in your suggestions. Wait, what was the listener line number again?
443-219-7595.
Yeah, I really want to encourage people to. I love when we get videos or voice messages and we get text. You can text the number too. It is a legitimate phone number.
Yeah.
Text it, call it, whatever you want to do. And it works all over the country. Let me segue again. And it works all over the country, including in Chicago, where you were this past week.
Yes, I got back from Chicago on Monday.
And by the way, the saddest back to work picture I've ever seen.
Oh, the snap. Yeah.
you snapping like, I want to be anywhere but here today.
Part of the reason for that too is because like when you come back from vacation, like you're going to learn, like you have to pull that. Like usually I'm in around 7. Because I haven't been there in a week, I'm in around 4.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I was on hour 10 of my day, and I'm just like,
no, I
don't want to be here anymore.
Did Erin have to work the same day you guys got back here?
She had to go to school.
The same day?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can't even get off the plane, get back over here.
I mean, at least we had some, it's not like run immediately to school.
Right.
It was
still, there's no unwind time.
Right. I had unwind time, but she didn't.
So then you went into work the next day at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You were there all day. And
right, exactly.
I can't, but worth it still, nonetheless.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had a blast in Chicago. I think it feels like New York.
Right.
In terms of when you're in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the downtown Chicago, which is, quite expansive.
Is Miracle? No.
Yeah, like where the Magnificent Mile
Magnificent
is.
Mile, yeah, there we go. On Chicago's Magnificent Mile.
Yeah.
It used to be the Oprah intro.
Oh, was it?
She used to shoot right there in downtown. So,
yeah.
Trying to be David Letterman.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Ed Sullivan Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Chicago's Magnificent Mile.
I never watched Oprah, so I don't know.
It's my grandmother. So it was a Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, Oprah. And then it was Bold and Beautiful, Young and the Restless, Dr. Phil, Oprah, when they shifted over to the 4 o'clock hours. So.
I did. I made one joke to my mom about watching Oprah.
Yeah.
Like she was watching it one day. Because I think somebody was on, like Billy Crystal was on, and she wanted to
Tom Cruise jumping on the couch.
Yeah. And I made one joke about every single day I see you come home and you're watching Oprah, and she's like, I never watch Oprah. This is a rare occasion. I'm not one of those people.
It's an insult to her. Don't call me an Oprahite, all right? I'm watching for Billy Crystal, not for Oprah. Yeah.
If Billy Crystal hosted a talk show, I'd watch every day. But no, but actually that kind of reaction is something that I would like to touch on because it feels like a city.
Right.
But because it's the Midwest and they're so much better than us.
Yeah.
Well,
They think they are.
they think they're more calm and demure than us.
Sure. Yes. It's New York without the F word every 15 feet.
Exactly. or the like, hey, I'm from New York attitude. Like, I can handle anything. I'm from New York. Like,
I had a bum piss on me while I was getting stabbed by another bum. I can handle this. It's okay.
Yeah. You think I can't handle one of these paddle boat dragons? I'm from New York. Like,
quote, things you hear at the Inner Harbor in the summertime.
yeah.
Correct answer. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was me buzzing in on Jeopardy.
What is?
Oh, didn't answer in the form of a question.
Now Alex Trebek smacks you like a pep across the face.
Oh, Alex.
Rob minus 200. Bitch. No, but so
Picturing Canadian Alex Trebek like ever saying the word bitch.
fuck you.
You've been in the States too long, Alex. Take a visit back.
So much like Canada, the Midwest is very calm and demure, and they're not used to the uptight East Coast urbanite
That you are.
which I am.
Yes.
Now, if you go to New York, part of that, like, I'm from New York, I can handle anything attitude is, like, randomly seeing people, like, scream at each other on the street.
Strangers.
Yeah, like, and you don't even, like, it doesn't even faze you. You just keep walking.
Keep those earbuds in.
Right.
Keep walking.
If you don't look, then they don't engage you, kind of thing. Me and Aaron got off the subway, and I looked down because that's just what I do, and I saw a compass. And
for a compass in this case being not a magnetic compass, but it's a image of a compass.
right, like just the 4 points,
Right. Yeah.
like carved into the sidewalk.
Right. Okay.
And it says Chicago, and then the compass below it.
And Chicago is the name of the street, not the
Right, the subway stop.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But still, it's the city as well, so it works.
But if I got out somewhere else, it would say Aberdeen Street
yeah,
or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
But so I got out. We were going to Gino's Pizza, where we ran into Nick Markakis. We didn't bother him,
talk
but
to him. Yeah, you got it. I think you got it.
I'm going to tell you the story in a second.
Okay,
Anyway,
go ahead. Yeah.
Got out and I did the quick glance. I saw the compass. I saw Chicago written.
Right.
So immediately I did the natural thing that anybody who's ever had to look at a compass before does, which is say, okay, Chicago is written out, and right below it is the compass. So clearly north is heading in the direction of the Chicago.
Right. Because that would make sense.
Yeah.
As you
Because
read it.
If it was the other way, the north would be that way, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. We got to go 2 blocks south. We got to go 2 blocks east.
That way, let's
So
go.
let's go this way. We're getting it.
Right.
2 blocks south, 2 blocks east. I had been to Gino's before, and I knew it didn't seem right.
Right.
And Aaron started piping in like, you have bad sense of direction. I'm just like...
By the way, that's the rest of your life. That's marriage right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to... Every single day I'm going to hear it forever. But
That's what you've signed up for. Yay! And yet I'm jealous.
driving off the bridge like, where's my sense of direction now?
Oh, God. Yeah, no, but...
Thelma and Louise, like, freeze frame. Like.
Yeah, we're going out west. Yeah.
Anyway, so I say, like, all right, so something's not right here. We pull up Google Maps and realize we've gone the wrong direction.
The completely opposite.
Yeah, we've gone south and west rather than, or north and west rather than south and east.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, let's just head back towards that compass because, it's the station.
Right.
That's where we were.
Super self-conscious, too, I would bet. Like, you're like, did I read the compass on the wrong... I mean, did I look at north and then go the opposite direction?
Well, like, did I misread, like, where Chicago was?
Right,
or, like,
yeah.
what?
There's got to be
Because I
some
saw a
kind of
compass.
solution. Yes.
I saw a compass and I saw Chicago and I just did the quick math and like I knew it was like.
Did you do that middle of the street turn around too, where you stop in the sidewalk and you're like, shit, we're going the wrong way, and turn around? I will go a block out of my way to not do that.
No,
I'll
so
make 3
here's what
laps.
happened. I went back.
Yeah.
And I stopped at the compass and I stared at it, and like seriously stared at it, and like did a whole like 20 seconds of like, how the fuck do they not like? How is this not north?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then I look, and then inside of the design of the compass,
Right.
they've put a subtle N.
As part of, it mixes in with the
Yeah,
design.
like the design of the compass.
Right.
A subtle N. And I'm just like, those motherfuckers. Seriously? You're fucking kidding me. And I'm like, this is me screaming on the streets of Chicago, and everyone's looking at me like.
And Aaron's standing there. You're not screaming at her.
No, I'm screaming. I'm screaming at like the
city designers in 1919.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how dare those fucking pricks? Like, screaming in the street. Like, everybody's looking at me like,
crazy person.
what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, somebody's screaming in the streets of Chicago. I've never seen this before.
What's happening?
Yeah. This guy must be from New York. Like,
yeah.
but, it was infuriating. And, yes, I want to, like, write a letter to Rahm Emanuel or something like that and just be like, listen, you got a serious fucking problem.
Can we get a marker?
Listen, I would like to talk to you about your serious problem.
Let me rap to you.
And then
he's like,
listen, I already know that 45 people died this weekend in Chicago. I'm like, that's not the problem. Listen, I'm from Baltimore. 45 is a light weekend.
Right.
Can we please talk about the compasses that are on the streets?
Yeah.
We got serious problems here. Somebody doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. Listen, in Baltimore, we have park benches that say greatest city in the world with bums sleeping on them.
Yeah.
We know irony. That's fine, but that compass is not ironic because you're just sending me in the wrong goddamn direction.
Right.
Right.
But, yeah, we eventually made it to Gino's. Nick
Right.
Markakis was sitting 10 feet away from us, but he was with the family. So we didn't want to, like, bug him.
But you didn't have he didn't take a bathroom break? Something
Well, I mean, he had his kid, and, like, when he walked away, he had, like, the kid, like, shielding his face. Because we were wearing full Orioles gear.
Oh, so I saw you.
Yeah.
He knew you were there. Okay.
But I hope that he knows, like, the fact that we didn't bother him is, like, a subtle, like, you know, we respect you enough that we're not going to bother you.
Tip
like
of
a
the
tip of the hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
classy.
if you had a moment and it looked like it wasn't going to put you out, we would have, you know, said like, hey, good game. Or,
right.
you know, like, have a good game tonight or whatever.
But we didn't.
Right. We left you alone.
Now, and the stories I love, and of course, you know, in my mind, this is going to blow up and we're going to be the Koch brothers in 15 years.
Right.
But in my mind...
Without nearly as little evil.
Right, yeah, a lot less evil, more money, hopefully, but less evil.
I was thinking we were going to be more evil.
Oh, more evil but less money? Is that what... Oh.
No. More evil, more money.
Gotcha, okay. Fair enough.
But our evil will be more like, direct.
Not so much with just the...
Yeah, like, we're not going to hide it through, like, a Citizens United or something like that. It's just going to be like, Rob Cheek, $15 million, take your pants off. Like, Rob,
like,
that woman's a nun. Take her pants off!
We are looking for someone to do a human sacrifice. Name your price. I want to spill your blood. We'll build an altar, and we're gonna do it right. I mean, we're gonna dress you in white. And
listen, we're not the type of guys who half-ass this sort of thing.
When we do human sacrifice, we do it right. But no, I imagine I love those stories where Zach Braff pops in my mind. I don't know why, because I think I did hear him telling a story where he still didn't think of himself as famous at the time, but he was on Scrubs and he'd had some movie success, and he saw another star, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to be a star fucker." Yeah, he's still the average guy who's like sees a star, and I don't know who it is, but let's just say Robert De Niro because it feels right, and I feel like maybe he would do that. De Niro, if that's him, walks up and he's like, "You're Zach Braff, right? I'm a huge fan." And so like he's like, you have that exchange, and you're like, "Oh, I'm a huge fan of yours." And he's like, then he walks away, and I'm like, "Did I just get starfucked by Robert De Niro? Like,
Yeah.
did that happen? Did that just happen?"
Right.
I want that moment. I want that moment where like we're sitting in there and Nick Markakis is there, and he's just like,
and we're like, we don't want to bother him, and he's just like, "Is that Cory?"
Yeah, like, "Hey, yo, guys, a little hard on the podcast last week. I'm doing the best I can out there. All right,
Right. I'm trying.
yeah, like, hey, I you know,
Listen, 1 for 3 isn't easy.
you know,
It may look easy, but
3 out of 10 get you in the Hall of Fame. Come on, I'm batting 260. What do you want me to do?
282.
282. Sorry, 282. But no, that moment where we have that,
Right.
and or we see him later and we're at the game maybe, and he's like, "I saw you at the pizza place."
Well, when I did see him later at the game,
yeah,
I was like, "Hey Nick, how about that Geno's?" So,
see, and I wonder if obviously he probably didn't think of it at all.
He probably doesn't like isolate comments shouted at him from the stands anymore. But
no, I imagine
it's not like Rios, but.
When you in those 15 years when we're rich and famous and we're just like and he's like, so I saw you at the pizza place, but you were there with your girl and I didn't want to. Like, you were there with your kid, man. No, it's understandable. Yeah. Well, I just didn't want to bug you, but like, it was good to see you. And next time, just if you just give me a wave, my kid would love it. Just give me a wave. I'm like, okay, Nick. Yeah.
I would just like to be at the point where like I get like a text or a tweet from like. It wouldn't be Nick Markakis because he's not on Twitter, but like, it was like Darren O'Day.
Yeah.
And he's just like, is that you over there at the other table at Geno's?
I love when the stars do that. Where they're like, I think I see Aaron Paul over there. Okay, be cool, be cool. It was that comedian, the guy who does the calm songs and shoot.
Zach Galifianakis?
No. I'm never going to remember. Anyway, so this comedian, Aaron Paul, did that, where they actually were in a restaurant, and the comedian is, he's the Zach Braff style. He doesn't think he's that famous. Aaron Paul doesn't think he's that famous. And they're just like, oh, shit, I think Aaron Paul is in this restaurant with me right now. And then Aaron Paul's like, okay, be cool. I see so-and-so over there. All right, just say hi. Hey, man, I love you. Oh, shit, did I just say I love you? Did he just tell me he loved me? I wonder if he really loves me. Like, and they're in the restaurant on Twitter back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, that moment would be fantastic. And I'm not narcissistic at all, thinking that perhaps one day I'll be that famous.
Right. I just want somebody famous to tweet me.
I want to be verified, Twitter. You suspended me for 4 days this week. I deserve to be verified.
There's only one me.
There is only one me. I mean, is that what verified means? It is. It's just me. So you had fun, though? It was a good trip?
Yeah. I mean, I will say this. U.S. Cellular Field, which is not Comiskey Park, even though I kept saying it all weekend long.
Now, is it a different park or they just rename it?
No, it's a different park.
Okay. Well,
you have the old home plate out in the parking lot.
Oh, they tore it down?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Yankee Stadium. Tearing down the old one across the street from the new one. Come on.
But it's... What bugs me about U.S. Cellular, and I know this is like a modern-day baseball problem.
Right.
Is that they have the world's smallest scoreboard in center field, like the world's smallest video board. Yet they have advertisements that are 8 times bigger than them.
Around it.
All around it.
Yeah.
And you look and you're like, can we just replace that Hess sign with a video board?
Yeah.
And how about somebody actually chant something? I still don't know what the White Sox chant is.
See, they're not that
I've
passionate.
been to 3 games in U.S. Cellular Field.
Yeah, no idea.
And I haven't heard a single let's go White Sox or go Sox go or whatever.
Isn't that the Chicago problem though? The White Sox are the imports and the fans are imports from other places and they're not really big fans and they just go to
I just think that it's probably like the Mets of Chicago.
Right.
But the Mets have kind of a character of being united and anti-Yankee.
But they're the other team. The
Right.
New York team is the Yankees. The Chicago team is the Cubs.
Right.
And then the Mets and the White Sox also play.
Even though the White Sox have been more successful, I feel like that it's still there's still more of a pride in being a Cubs fan than.
Right. And you did get the all you can eat, all you can drink.
Best deal ever.
Right.
Okay, so $40 before the game. It was 2 hours. All you can eat, all you can drink. The eat was, ballpark fare, hot dogs, hamburgers, ribs, chicken. And the beer was Miller Lite or Miller,
But
box wine.
It's beer, not soda. You
Right.
get beer for all you.
And you could drink soda if you wanted to, but
Right.
why would you if it's all you
Beer's
can
free.
drink? Yeah. And then you sit in this little spot, which is on field level, and we watched Orioles batting practice in the first 2 innings of the game from that location.
Yeah.
We got Ubaldo threw me a ball. The bullpen catcher for the Orioles threw Aaron a ball.
Well, Aaron demanded a ball.
Yeah, she's just hey, can I get that ball? For me, I was just hey, Ubaldo. And he's just a little flip over the fence.
Right.
He's thank you, sir. Thank you for not being like, hey, Ubaldo, you just got demoted to the bullpen. You suck. Like,
I
just
still like you. Yeah.
Just getting a casual, like, hey, Ubaldo. Like, oh, and as soon as we left, too, like, Tommy Hunter was, like, chatting us up.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I love Tommy, because, like, you yell, like, I love you, Tommy. And he, like, waves. And, like,
he's still innocent. And he's like, I love being a baseball player.
But, like, Tommy saw us, like, walking out of the all-you-can-eat, all-you-can-drink area, because it's right there near the Orioles bullpen.
Right, yeah.
And he's just like, hey, what you guys doing down here? And it's like,
what?
All you can eat, all you can drink. He's just like, not a bad deal.
No, Tommy, it's not.
Not a bad deal at all, Tommy.
Now, on your salary, probably a little more easy to do that. But,
right. So we're just like, well, have a good game, man. He's like, thank you. You guys enjoy. Like, he's totally in tune with.
Yeah. Now, but you can compare that to Wrigley Field because you did both while you were there.
Yeah.
And we talked about this earlier. The Wrigley Field experience, not so historic, but
here's the thing. I described it like humidity. Like when you walk out the door on a humid day and you feel humidity just like press up against you.
Yeah.
When you go into a historic place like Wrigley Field, like the second you see it, the second you walk through the gates, the second you're in the bleachers, it just like hits you like.
Yankee Stadium.
Babe Ruth was here. Like,
right, yeah.
That's always like the first thought I have. I feel like that's the biggest compliment you can give to Babe Ruth as like the best baseball player ever.
He played here.
In the fact that you could say, oh, he played here at one point.
Or he was born behind home plate where we.
Yeah. He was born walking distance away. Yeah.
The bar that his dad owned was where home plate is.
Center field, but still.
I thought it was.
Nope, center field.
By the elevators?
Nope, center field.
Okay, sure.
The
sign is there by the elevators that we always take up to club level where our season tickets are.
Right.
Club level. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Wrigley Field, like you feel it. Like you feel the history around you. But you also feel like you're in a 100-year-old ballpark.
Yeah.
And it is very clear you're in a 100-year-old ballpark. And the first game we went to, we sat in the bleachers, and it was the hottest day ever in the history of Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know if it actually was, but it felt like it.
Roasting.
There was a game, I kept comparing it to a game, me and you, when we were living in Ridgely's Delight. It was a Sunday against the Yankees.
And we said, Utah Street?
Yeah, we said like, let's just go to the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, you want to get bleacher seats? And you're like, yeah.
We'll get some sun. It'll be good.
A Sunday on the bleachers? That'd be great. And then we went out there, and it was like literally 100 degrees with 100% humidity. And we're just like, by the second inning, we looked at each other. We're just like, I can't fucking take this anymore.
Let's go.
And then we went to the bar and watched the rest of the game there. And then anytime there was like, it looked like there was going to be a homer, we ran out on the flag court. And like,
yeah. But the after
like 10 seconds, we were just like, we got to get back in the bar.
Back inside. But yeah. But no, I mean, we went to, have you been to Fenway?
No, but it's on the list.
I want to go to Fenway. Yankee Stadium was that way, but the seats are made for, the Depression era. I'm starving to death.
That's the thing. Like, I was, the second game we sat up top in the upper deck, which I thought was going to be a little bit better. Right. But it was so tight up there.
Yeah.
Like, just not.
Was it the old metal seats, too?
Metal seats.
Yeah, with the arms.
Right.
Yeah.
So, at one point, there was people on each side of me. And nowhere to, like, sprawl out. And I was literally, like, cross-legged with my arms crossed and, like, in the most uncomfortable position I could possibly be sitting in.
See, I just man-thigh it. You just got to man-thigh it. Like, listen, I got a situation, and you spread out here.
So that happens at the Ravens games. Right. The seats aren't, like, super small at Ravens Stadium.
Yeah.
But I'm in between my dad and another older gentleman, and I have seat two, and they both just spread out, like spread eagle in their seats. And I get the 18 inches of knee space in between the two of them.
Right, yeah.
And, like, sometimes I feel like I want to be like, can you please, like, just move your leg just a little bit, please?
So you just got to push up against
I have a really bad knee.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, anytime they stand up, you just get down first and you spread out. You take over that area. You're aggressive with it.
Right. I just find if you lay your hand gently on their knee, video turned around. And speaking of that, I heard you had a little bit of a run-in with a lovely lady, lady-ish in Chicago.
Aaron keeps saying. Aaron says when she tells the story, she starts it with, "I'm going to embarrass you now," and I look at her like, "It's not embarrassing. I'm okay with this. It's whatever."
Yeah. So,
but we were in line for TSA, and me and Aaron have this, like, we're comfortable enough in our relationship that we can just like go like, "Hey, look at the tits on that girl," and Aaron will be like, "Damn, look at them.
I have never been.
Look at them take old videos."
Yeah, I've never been there with a girl. I've been with the like,
or she'll be like, "Do you like that butt?" I'd be like, "Yeah, it's a good butt." But anyway, we were in line at TSA, and I said, "Look at the butt there. Look at that butt." You know, subtly. I wasn't like,
sure, yeah.
"Hey, look at that butt."
Obnoxious urbanite from the East Coast, yeah.
Subtly saying that, and then she was just like, "Yeah, it's a good butt." And then we kept walking through the line, and then eventually she went to like take off her shoes, and we found out that she had an Adam's apple. Right. And now Aaron's like, "Aha, you thought that a man had a good butt." And I'm just like, what did you say? A good butt's a good butt.
No, so dressed as a woman.
It's not like I said like, "Damn, look at that vagina."
Right.
And then it was a man, and I'm just like, "Oh, fuck." Everything I know is wrong. Like,
but wait, dressed as a woman?
Dressed as a woman.
Okay, so it wasn't just like a guy in a tight pair of jeans, and you were like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah,
that's forgivable. I think
it's not like I was like behind Steve Breckles with his long hair and going like,
"Hey, baby, how you doing?" What?
Hey, yo, look at that butt. What'd you say there, Z? What'd you say there, ZB5?
Yeah, I didn't do nothing.
I like your beard.
Well, no, and so you had that experience. Was that the first time it's ever happened to you?
Not that I know of.
Okay, well, yeah.
So,
sure. And it could be worse.
Whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, if a man's got a good butt, a man's got a good butt.
Right. And as I said to Aaron tonight,
it's not like every good butt I see I'm mounting.
True.
It's just, I'm just
and as
calling out as I'm seeing.
As I said to Aaron, it could have been worse. You could have been single and have been like in the sheets before you made that discovery.
Right.
It could be worse. I mean, it was in public, so it is what it is. But no, so I was gonna say I'm checking the watch. We got to wrap this up because I got a plane to catch.
Yeah.
Because I am so smart that I am driving 4 hours to New York to catch a 12-hour plane ride to Hawaii. But I'm cutting myself off, and I'm gonna have to. I guess I'll have to find time on Tuesday to get on and.
Well, a couple quick things. Couple quick hits.
Yeah, go ahead.
I stayed at an Airbnb in Chicago. I thought it was an awesome experience, and I definitely recommend that anybody who travels to an expensive city take a look.
And I think
we stayed with a really sweet gay couple named Matt and Randy, and they had a house up North Chicago.
Okay.
And we had the room, and like basically you have access to the house,
right?
And they were super sweet and like helpful and accommodating, and like really worth the trip.
And you and I now have both ends of the Airbnb area, which is one, you planned it way ahead, and you got a very nice place with a very nice couple. Now, I did not have as nice a place, nor as nice a host, but I also found a place to stay for $80, 15 minutes before I needed it.
Yeah.
Like, I found that place on the way up to New York.
Yeah.
And then I was in it. So, I mean, Airbnb is fantastic. And I mean, you'd use it again?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And, you could actually rent out your room when you travel. You can have somebody come and stay here.
I could, I guess, but
probably not.
Yeah. Whatever.
Same with my place. Not really. I don't want people touching my stuff, and I have a leather couch, so
I just don't want to have to clean up that often.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
because I'm one of those people who just like lets it go and then cleans up really well and then lets it go. And
right.
It's kind of like the beard. I let it go and then I trim it and then I let it go and I trim it.
See, I do that except for I let it go and then I'm like, hey, I'll give you $50 if you clean up my place.
The only other thing is that the Chicago Theater. I did the tour of the Chicago Theater, and it's the most like. I just love old movie palaces.
And we know that. I mean, yeah. So you've talked
with
about
my love of the Mayfair.
You love the Mayfair, yeah.
And there's a theater like it in Chicago called the Uptown, which I'll post a link on the show notes about like where you can find pictures of the inside of the Uptown.
Is it like in the same condition as the Mayfair, or is it?
No, it's not. The roof is still on it, so
okay.
It's got that going. But I mean, like if you look at the pictures of the inside, it looks just like a closed theater.
Right.
But like there's things that like one of the pipes burst in the winter and it made like it froze the basement out and there was like a 6-foot icicle in the basement.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But that sort of thing.
Right.
And they're gonna spend $45 million repairing it, but
which is why we have to make some money on this podcast because the Mayfair will be just as bigger because the roof caved in.
Yeah.
But no, so the Chicago theater though is not.
Chicago theater's in great condition.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those like they were telling me stories on the tour about like during the 50s they tore out all these ornate decorations and covered it up with lime green posters. Right. It's just like those fucking animals. Like you're so upset. Like
now, is that one of the places that Second City does their performances?
No, this is just for like touring
okay.
Bands play there and stage shows and stuff like that. We were up on the stage and it was really cool.
Yeah. So you recommend the tour too if you're in Chicago?
Absolutely.
Take a Chicago theater tour?
Absolutely.
And I was talking to EP. We live that jet set lifestyle because we got stacks on stacks,
right?
And we're going to try and get all of you to get on that lifestyle with us because it's cheaper than you think it is. But there's 20 cities that people should see in their 20s. EP posted that story, and we are going to try and encourage everybody to start doing it. There's some drivable ones, and I would love to just like have, like, let's go split a hotel room 6 ways.
Well, next year is the NL East for the Orioles.
What do you mean? Oh, they're playing in the NL East.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great.
I don't know what the schedule is yet, but I think a weekend trip down to Miami,
right,
is the way to go if they have that.
And I've never been to Miami, so
yeah, we could probably get like box seats, like right behind the plate, for like $12.
Right. They give them away.
Yeah.
We get the.
They had opening day tickets on Groupon.
Yeah.
Or the best picture ever was like when they first opened the new stadium and they had the picture of like people waiting in line.
Yeah.
For single game tickets, and it was like 7 people. That was that'll be in the video.
Well, we get the upper deck seats, and then have the usher actually come over and be like, if you'd like, it's. I know you bought this seat, but really, it's wherever you'd like to see it. It's general admission once you get in the door. So, but no, I think that'd be really awesome.
Do you want to sit next to Giancarlo Stanton?
We can actually get you in the dugout. Yeah. It'll be fine.
Actually, tonight's a fan manages the game night, so.
Can't be doing any worse. So,
so Pop Quiz, do you know what a hit and run is? Oh, you do.
You don't even have
manager of the Marlins.
Don't even have to know the signals. Just tell the guy. He'll do it. He'll send the
signals.
Just
like scream from the dugout. Hit and
run. Anyway, so I'm glad you had a good time, and I am already exhausted, but we'll be back next week. And I guess maybe not. No, because I'll be back next Friday. The schedule always gets me off. This posts on Tuesday while I'm already there. I'll be back on Friday, so you get to hear about the beautiful paradise of Hawaii when I get back next week.
It's like a travelogue.
Really, you know what? I think that's what we need to do. You need to travel. I'll travel. We'll just go back and forth.
Every month we'll go somewhere and talk about it.
Yeah, it'd be travel. You get to travel the world with us here on the The Anthem podcast.
Here's what Pahrump, Nevada is like.
So, as always, you are listening to the The Anthem podcast, part of the The Anthem digital network. And as always, you can find me all over the internet at Robert N. Cheek on most of your social networks. I'm trying to expand outward. I want to actually be on every social network that I can. So I'm back on MySpace. I'm all over the place.
I need to start posting these shows on MySpace too.
Yeah, why not? Just get it out there. Well. My Clout score is a 68, man. You got to download Clout too. I'll talk about that. Yeah, But anyway, everywhere except for Facebook, and you can find me on Facebook, Robert Cheek Esquire. And, of course, A Dead Drop. Thank you, everybody, again, for supporting. You're continually supporting, and I love it. And I'm not making any money from it. We're not monetizing the website. I just love that people are going and looking at it. And it's stuff that I think is cool, and I want you guys to check it out and think it's cool, too. So, adeaddrop.com. And if you have any content, you can send it to me at robertandcheek@gmail.com or adeaddropper@gmail.com. So.
You know what I like about A Dead Drop, too, is that it's like a place where I can find a story that I can talk about with people.
Water cooler.
Before, anybody else was really talking about it, kind of thing.
Yep.
So
water cooler talk is that's where you find it.
Yep. Obviously otheanthem.com, Cory at otheanthem.com, at otheanthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, YouTube, Vimeo, all the good ones.
And I am back on Twitter. I did get suspended, but I'm back on Twitter now. So
Okay,
Robert and
yeah.
Chico on Twitter is back, active and live. Anyway, so
For how long? How do we?
who knows? Well, I don't even know why I got suspended. I mean,
They don't tell you.
no, it could have been any of the 6 dozen of the rules that I broke on Twitter. Anyway, so again, The Anthem Podcast, we have new episodes up every Tuesday. You'll find them at otheanthem.com, on YouTube, Dogcatcher, Stitcher, any place that you can get your content.
And like, feel free to subscribe or rate us or anything like that. Like, I like on Stitcher when you put it on your favorites list.
Right.
You get a notification on the phone, like, new episode of the Anthem Podcast is up.
Right, and it makes it that much easier. Not that, I mean, it's going to be on Tuesdays. We got some exciting things coming this fall, and it's gonna, we post every Tuesday, and we're gonna have even more stuff coming up other days of the week, regular stuff. I'm so excited to tell everybody about it, but I don't want to. We're not going to get into that now.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet, but there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming. So,
and coming fast and furious.
Yeah, so check out otheanthem.com. That's where you're going to find all
Send
that
in the
good
ideas for where you want to see the love letter.
Absolutely.
Like, we'll come to you.
Well, just not even that. If you have ideas at all, but send them out to us. You hear something you like, let us know. You have an idea of something that we touch on, but we don't really go in depth, let us know. Love letter. Let us know what you would like to do. We are an open book.
We're here to serve.
Well, yeah, you're here to serve out, you plebe. I'm not. Stacks on stacks.
Right.
Hawaiian vacations. What up? Anyway, so as always, thank you guys for listening, and have a great week.
For Cory.
See, and I skipped right to the end. I went right through the thing so we could skip that part. For Cory, this is Rob. See, and then you can't talk. This is radio, and it's like radio. So
it's kind of like radio.
When we talk at the same time,
it's kind of people don't get it.
Well, you can't.
For Rob,
you can't talk over top because
for Cory,
when we talk over top of each other, like
this
creates
is
a
the
situation.
Anthem Podcast.
Oh man, I can't.
Have a good.